Well, we're doing some of our last minute switchgrass preparation, and this is an area we haven't prepared too much. We killed a portion of this last year, but we haven't killed all of it. And you can see when you look down here, we have a lot of soil exposed. So there's dirt everywhere. What that means is the switchgrass is going to get on the soil very easily. You can see that's just all bare soil in between this thatch. It's amazing when you have fields that aren't actually planted, harvested, anything. And it would appear that all that grass and thatch that's growing just is encompassing. There's not going to be any space left for seed to get on the soil, and that's not true. In fact, this time of the year, when a lot of that dead thatch is already turned to dust and blown away, it's a really good time to get seed in the soil. So we hit this with a pre-emergent of simazine. That killed a little bit of weeds, but because the weeds were already established, didn't kill a lot. We're hitting with this with 2,4-D and Roundup right now. That's gonna smoke out everything. That means all this soil is gonna be exposed right here. And we're still debating. It is middle of May right now. And I think what I prefer to do in this situation, we'll get seed on the ground in about a week, so there's no residual left for the 2,4-D to kill the young germination. If it germinates right away, we'll just wait about a week. I'll actually apply and broadcast 8 to 10 pounds of switchgrass per acre, our northern blend, in this area. And then what we're going to do is we'll hit it with simazine, because in theory, all this green is killed and we're getting rid of it, but there's still going to be seed bank and rootstock in the soil. And so we're going to want to hit this with simazine right at the end. And that's a discussion Dylan and I have had, and Dylan was wondering about that too. And I think that's a good idea where we don't have those. We had a kill last year. We had some simazine. It really didn't kill much because we had allowed weeds to grow in here in its place. And then we're going to have to come back here now and spray it again with simazine when all the weeds are down. And that way any of those seeds that are in the soil that could germinate or rootstock, we're going to get a good kill on them. So that'll be that final spraying, and we'll see how we do. But you can see the switchgrass alongside here. That's what we did over there. We had the simazine and 2 sprayings. In this case, we're going to do simazine, 2,4-D Roundup, and simazine. We're going to try that this year. A little experimental for us, and we'll see how that works. But Jen's just finishing up spraying, and then we'll get seed on the ground. And you can see how well we've done on that other side. This is already mid-May, and that switchgrass from last year, that stood up all winter, and it was a lot thicker. A lot of the switch lays down, it'll all lay down completely once that new growth starts coming up below. And we already have about 10 inches to a foot of new growth over there that's already emerged this year. So we're doing really well. And when you get into this time of year, it's all about getting the seed on the soil and timing. I really want to get that seed on the ground by around the end of May, early June, and hope for normal average June rains, because if you get it, the temperature's already there, you get moisture, you get a good amount of growth. The problem is when you get into these times, the later you go, because switchgrass, we've done really well all the way through the end of June. So if that's your last spraying, and you can get a good spraying on there, get a good kill, it's all the way down to the soil, you've eliminated future weeds from coming, then you can get a great catch if you get rain. And the problem last year, we didn't get rain till the end of July. So all of June, all of July until the end, there's no rain. So we had switchgrass over here that went into the hunting season that was only 12 inches, 15, 18 inches high at most, where if you get a normal catch and it germinates in June sometime, you can expect that 3 feet to 40 inches of growth in our area. And I've seen up to 5 feet, say Southern Illinois, Southern Indiana, where they have the longer growing season. So it's all about getting that seed on the ground with no weed competition. And of course we'll watch this, because we really might have to come in here. We really expect weeds to come in at some point. The weeds never just stay away. People think this chemical stays in the ground for months and months or years, and it doesn't, because the weeds are back within a month and a half to 2 months. They're coming back on strong as ever. It's almost like the spray that you put out there kills it. We've used, in this case, 2 quarts per acre of glyphosate and 1.5 pints per acre of 2,4-D. That's the toxic mix we're using. The reason we're doing that, we could put switchgrass in here, throw it on the ground, mow it, mow it, mow it, mow it, just keep mowing it 3 times a year for years to come. We're never going to get a stand like that over there. We want a solid stand for screening. This is actually our access and tunneled access. You see where the side-by-side is? Actually on this side of the Ranger, we'll have an access trail that's just right below that terrace so that we can actually hide ourselves from out here in the big fields. There's a huge field right up back here. It's very open. And then we can hide ourselves from our food plot over there. We'll be able to have a really nice tunnel. We'll actually kill that strip through the tunnel, and we'll plant our Green Max traffic blend so we can mow it, and it'll be really soft and doesn't grow very high because there's 4 grasses in there: bird's foot trefoil, clover, vetch. It'll stay very soft and lush, close to the ground. Deer don't like browsing it that much. It's low on the preference, which is what we want because we want to use it for access and to hold the ground. So we'll mow it. We'll have that great tunneled access we can slip through. I had mowed a switchgrass trail through here last year that I would access on. I didn't spook any deer, but I felt it was really crunchy. It was almost like walking on cut toothpicks, if that makes sense. Just crushed and cracked and creaked under every step. I don't want that this year. We're gonna actually plant it. We're moving that road over this way. We'll actually have about 20 feet of switch, 25 feet of switch on this side, depending where we're at. And the other side will have about 15 to 20. So we'll have a really good bank where we can slip through here. And what's really cool about all of this, awesome for pheasants. They love running this entire line. It's about 200 yards of switch. They love running that entire linear length of switch. That's what really saves them. Gets them down into a T of brush over here and cover and a T over there. Then we have switch completely surrounding this. So it really gives them a lot of escape cover. And we're hoping to see some really good nesting birds out here in the existing switch and early successional growth around. So kind of what we're doing when you plant solid switch, you're not doing it with the expectation there's some type of diversity. It's a monoculture, but that's what you want because you want, this switch will be in 2 years. The switch will be about right here and very thick. It's escape cover for poult, for pheasant chicks, pheasants, turkeys, rabbits. We screen deer from people with it, from our access, deer from deer. Makes them feel more comfortable, lowers the stress level on the property. If we fragmented this with other grasses that fall down during the winter, it equals no cover at all, no screening. We can't have escape cover for poult, for pheasants. It turns into a bunch of garbage. It's down all winter long, and we can't have sustainable small game populations. So we'll be right back to the video, but I'm really excited to announce our 4th annual Camp Kicking Bear charity event. Every dime we raise goes to Kicking Bear. We have spots, Habitat Day spots. It's an all-day affair, starts at 10 o'clock on June 15th. That's a Habitat Day. We provide lunch, breakfast, refreshments, plenty of time for questions. It's $200 per person. You can bring your kids. Kids are free. We had 43 kids last year. It's open to 60 people. We already have over half those spots taken. And then we also raffle off at that time. You can buy $100 raffle tickets for a hunt on our property. It takes place at the end of September. We host you. We love having you out. We have a great time with that. We made good friends with the 3 previous winners with that. It's been a lot of fun. Every dime, again, goes to Kicking Bear. We have a great time. Make sure to check it out in the link in the description. Now back to the video. Really important to consider solid switch where you need screening, escape cover, and protection and screening from deer and deer from hunters. So that's what we're doing. This is a last minute prep for this, and you can see we haven't done much. I want to show you again. You get down here and I talk about the kick test. If you kick, you can see the soil, and that was actually early spring. We get some into later in the spring, all this dead debris right here eventually turns to dust and it just blows away, and that's where we have all this soil exposed right here. This is actually adjacent to this. I'm not just, you know, standing out here and feeling around where we just sprayed chemical. The chemical's over there. But I just wanted to show you and illustrate. And even where Dylan's been standing here, you can see where he's been standing and filming, how it doesn't take much just with a little standing and walking around, and it exposes all this soil. So that's what our seed's going to go into. We're going to get a good kill. We're going to ensure a good kill for the future. And we're going to have a great stand of switchgrass, even we've done minimal preparation. And because we're hitting it with chemicals on this front side, that ensures we get a great stand and very little maintenance, if any, in the future. For example, this switch right here was established in 2021, and we haven't touched it since. So it's going really good. Haven't needed to spray because we put it in right. And if you do that too, then you can have switchgrass, solid switchgrass, very high value switchgrass, and you can enjoy it for decades to come. Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. I I really want to encourage you to check out digital land management through whitetailstrategy.com. These concepts that I manage for and that I go to clients, 1,600 clients in 26 states over the last 20 years, we're putting into a digital platform. So you can take those concepts and you can apply it to anywhere a whitetail roams. Doesn't matter if it's private land or public land. For example, on private land, you could take a food plot, add it to this location, see how it hurts you or helps you in the whole scheme of morning hunting, afternoon hunting, add a cabin, add a road. Check out parking spots on public land where you think clear cuts are and see how that affects your overall hunt with multiple properties in any state where whitetails are and where you hunt. Check it out. Be some of the first to sign up. Check out whitetailstrategy.com. Follow the link, sign up, answer the questions, and we can give you more when we have it available. Thank you.